So Jordan, I'm joined with Jordan Foster on the show tonight. Um, let's start off with the show you just had. You just finished about 39 minutes ago. How did it feel? How do you feel about the show that you just finished doing?
Yeah, man. I just finished up in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, at Old Red, which is owned by Blake Shelton and the Grand Ole Opry. So I had a very good night tonight. It was Gatlinburg has been super slammed all month, the whole month of October. It's been absolutely packed. So we had a good night tonight. Gatlinburg is full of people. It was a very good night.
That's awesome. So I see you are from Kentucky. You from Somerset originally.
Yeah, that's correct. I was born and raised in Somerset. I left Somerset when I was about 17 and took off to Tampa, Florida. I lived there for a couple years, and then I moved straight from there to Knoxville. I've been in Knoxville now for about a little over 4 years.
Okay, so that's awesome. Shout out to the Kentucky folks out there.
Yeah, man,
Uh,
we love the Kentucky folk for sure.
yeah, I've been living in Kentucky for most of my life, mostly in Lexington and Frankfort. I currently live in Frankfort now, for most of my life. So I love Kentucky, especially
Yeah.
Lexington. Um, so talk about your music journey. How did you get started into music?
So basically, when I was 5 years old, my grandma, she was a country music singer in northern Kentucky and Cincinnati. So she would have me out playing, singing with her as early as 5 years old. By the time I was 10 years old, I could basically play every instrument in her band. I was a drummer, I was a bass player, learned to just play everything.
So who was some of your favorite singers, songwriters growing up? Who inspired you as an artist?
So George Jones was a big influence of mine early on. I wrote a song called Jones the day that he died and put it on my first record. Um, he was a big deal to me for sure. Uh, Waylon Jennings was probably the next one. I opened up for Waymore's Outlaws when I was 12. That was all Waylon Jennings' original band, and he was probably my favorite from the time I was 13 or 14 on, since I opened for his band for sure. So those are a couple big country influences that I have. As far as songwriting, to this day, my favorite is Jason Isbell. I love Jason. I love all the Kentucky artists: Sturgill, Tyler, Chris Stapleton. Ryan Adams was a big one of mine. Not Brian, but Ryan Adams. He was a great songwriter. Big fan of his. Chris Knight, John Prine, all those guys. That's kind of my style for sure. That Kentucky thing.
Yeah, Kentucky has had a lot of success with some household names throughout the years, which include Chris Stapleton, Chris Sturgill Simpson, Billy Strings. As far as the country, Americana, bluegrass genres, Kentucky has made some strides as far as artists from that state, and they're making a lot of
Yeah, for sure.
noise.
People
I,
are people are definitely watching Kentucky right now for sure.
yeah, so I've had a chance to listen to some of your music. One of my favorite songs of yours is off your 2016 album, which just so happens to be the title track, "Love in Kentucky." Um,
Yeah.
so talk about the this particular album, what recording it, and naming it after the state that you was born and raised in. Just talk about working on that particular album.
Yeah, so I was that was my very first album that I recorded. I was about 16 when we went into the studio and started recording. When I finished it, I think I finally turned 17. I remember I just turned 17 the day that we cut the Bed I'm Laying In music video, and it was it was a few months probably at least after we recorded that album. So I was 16 or 17, and all those songs I had wrote at 16 or younger, and I was young, and those were the things that I was writing about were the things that I had lived through at that time. And nowadays, I'm doing a little bit different style. Like my style is a little more modern country and bluegrassy and things. At that time, I was 16 years old, and I was a little more, I guess, influenced by just what was going on in the real world and trying to make it. I had a producer that was trying to help me make it, and give me the sound that would do that. So I definitely still like the albums that we put out and things, but it's definitely a different style than what I'm doing now. My first album for sure.
So, with that being said, obviously, the previous album you put out was back in 2018, entitled "In Black and White." Um,
Yeah, that was my last album.
yeah. So, with all that being said, and you back doing shows again and performing in front of crowds and all, a lot of people are eager for some new music. With that being said, can we expect some new music for Jordan Foster either before year's end or you're waiting for next year to release new music?
Man, I've been in the studio working really hard all year long. We've got almost 30 songs recorded for the next project. So we're gonna have at least a double album, plus probably we'll plus have a few songs extra for sure too. So we'll have at least about 30 songs for the next album, and then more for sure.
So I'm looking at your calendar right now. Your upcoming shows. You're gonna be all over Tennessee. You're gonna be all over Kentucky as well. But go ahead, talk about the shows you got coming up for the remainder of October. You got a lot of shows coming up, man.
Yeah, man. All of my shows and me and my band shows, they're all on my website, jordanfostermusic.com. So you can find them there, jordanfostermusic.com. And then also, yeah, I mean, we're going to be all over Tennessee. We're going to be all over Kentucky. We're going to be in South Carolina on October 28th. So Aiken, South Carolina, we're going to be there. We're there. I mean, we're playing the whole weekend of Halloween. We're in Tennessee, Kentucky, and South Carolina on the weekend of Halloween. So, we're just all over the place. And like I said, you can catch all my dates and all that at jordanfostermusic.com/tour.
Yeah, so go check that out, jordanfostermusic.com. I see you are going to be in my neck of the woods at Lexington on November the 19th, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I don't have any plans that particular night, I will be making my way there and check you out in person for the first time.
Yeah,
Um,
man, you should come see us for sure. I think you'd have a great time, no doubt.
yeah, and I've been to the Austin City Saloon numerous times. It's always a good spot, especially on the weekends. So JordanFosterMusic.com. Check out the music. Check out the upcoming shows. He's going to be in Kentucky, Tennessee, the Carolinas. He's going to be all over the South, keeping himself busy in these fall weather times that we are in. Weather's going to get cold and everything. But, at least for you as a musician, getting back to performing again after everything has happened last year with this pandemic. Everything literally got shut down. So, from your perspective as a performer and with everything that's going on, how does it feel just getting back to performing in front of crowds again?
Man, honestly, believe it or not, we've stayed covered up. The pandemic started at the beginning of 2020,
Yeah.
and we were booked covered up all of 2020, all of 2021. Things really didn't change for us much with the pandemic. I mean, I know that it definitely sucked for everyone as far as just everything. I mean, but as far as gigs, I mean, we've made a living. We've been full time music. Me and my full band and my sound guy. Everybody's just like full time music for me. And we've all been full time, and we got through the pandemic. We got through all of 2020, all of 2021, just playing all the time. So we've been some of the lucky ones. I know a lot of artists in Nashville and places that have not been playing the last couple of years hardly at all. So we've been very lucky.
Okay, that's that's encouraging to hear. As far as you guys, keeping things flowing per se. Um, but Jordan, man, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I know we had some tech issues, but I'm glad we was able to get through this interview smoothly despite everything. And you just finished the show less than an hour ago, and you worn out, I bet. But thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Thank and I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, glad to do it for sure. I definitely just left Old Red. I just got on the road, so I'm just now leaving Gatlinburg for sure. But glad to do it. We had a great night tonight at Gatlinburg. We play up there all the time at the Grand Ole Opry and Blake Shelton's bar, Old Red. But we like you said, we play all over Kentucky, all over Tennessee, South Carolina. We're really all over the place. So for sure, people should check our music out and check our tour dates out, all at jordanfostermusic.com. Download our music. We got full CDs out there everywhere: iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you listen to music. Just check out Jordan Foster, and yeah, we sure appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Safe travels to you on the road. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good weekend, man.
Yeah, man. Hope to meet you up in Lexington or somewhere for sure. Let us know
I'll,
if you come out sometime.
I'll definitely keep y'all posted. Y'all have a good night.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
All right, bye bye.